How's it going, guys? MrHulthen here, and today's video has kind of been a long time in the making, because it's touching on something that could be considered a somewhat sensitive topic: game theories. So a few days ago, MatPat over at the Game Theorists, also formerly known as Game Theory, made a video asking the question whether theories about video games are actually killing said games. Now naturally, a lot of you guys are probably looking at me with crooked eyebrows, because why would a fan-made idea have the potential at all to ruin the development of a video game? Well, MatPat explains it to us in his video, where he goes over examples of when his channel has accurately predicted storylines, character arcs, and plot points, where these predictions seem to have led to longer development times for at least a few of these games, and sometimes for the worse, as these games seem mysteriously buggy and unfinished with nonsensical storylines and the like, despite the prolonged time in development. Supposedly, there was even a developer for an unnamed but famous game franchise that sent MatPat an email about the whole situation. Now, some of the games he's talking about are indie games like Hello Neighbor and the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, but the point still stands. Could the theories about Mass Effect that I cover on this channel possibly hurt the development of the next Mass Effect game? Let's take some examples here, okay? One of the most popular topics that I've seen on the channel have always been about Commander Shepard, who's the main protagonist of the original Mass Effect trilogy. Whenever I've uploaded a video talking about Shepard, these videos always do much better than anything else I upload, and the most specific question that always gets the most attention is whether Shepard will return in the next game. Now, I've covered several different theories about how Commander Shepard could possibly return in the next game, from the Shepard AI theory to the Clone Shepard theory, and to the most recent one, the Cryo Shepard theory. In all these videos, I try my best at bringing up the most logical explanations for Shepard to eventually return, because that's what, let's face it, a lot of us want. And I'll be honest, a piece of me has been hoping that folks from BioWare have been watching and maybe gotten an idea or two out of these videos. But chances are, if we go by MatPat's view on it, that me bringing up Shepard's return every now and then could possibly affect the development of Mass Effect 4 or 5. Because maybe BioWare has already written a basic outline of what's going to happen in the next game. An outline where maybe Shepard doesn't appear at all. And then here I come with all these theories of Shepard being a frozen popsicle, which by the way also gets really well received by fans. And suddenly, BioWare starts rewriting stuff just because some ignorant Swedish guy with bad writing skills made up some fanfiction. Suddenly, Shepard gets forced into the game without any good explanation, and I correctly guessed that the games would take place far into the future to avoid referencing the red, blue, green endings. So now, development will take another 5 years, because BioWare will be forced to include every single choice that Shepard made in the original trilogy. Yeah, no. I don't think that the writers over at BioWare are that stupid. First of all, most of these theories aren't exactly made by me, because I mostly just cover ideas that I see pop up in the comment section every now and then, meaning that BioWare has probably already seen these ideas before. And the fact of the matter is that if BioWare worked like this at all, then any chum with decent writing skills and a Reddit account or Twitter account could basically write the entire story for them. Let's face it, Mass Effect 3 ended on a very heavy note, with a lot of varying possibilities regarding the future of the Mass Effect universe. I do not envy the writers of the next game, because they have to come up with a way to make sense of everything that happened during and after the Reaper War. They will also have to take a hard stance on whether to canonize stuff entirely to make it possible. Like, did Shepard broker peace between the Corians and the Geth? Was the Krogan genophage cured? And is the Destroy the Reapers the true ending? I'm pretty sure that in best case scenario, this channel, and channels like Captain Kuba's, can work as a sort of community thermometer, where developers can sort of see what topics brings the most heat. Like the will Shepard return question. So essentially, what I'm trying to say here is that I do think that the developers over at BioWare are smart enough to not rewrite a pre-written story that they believed was the right direction from the start. But I also know as well as you guys, that Mass Effect 4 or 5 is in very early development, so chances are that the writers over at BioWare are still trying to make sense of the story. And that's where I think that theories and speculation could actually be helpful. Maybe the Mass Effect fandom can help come up with ideas for inspiration that BioWare can make use of. And honestly, BioWare could probably use a little bit help from the fans, considering how things ended back in 2012. I do also want to bring up a healthy example of this topic by referring to Captain Kuba's interview with the developers of God of War Ragnarok, that being Cory Barlog and Eric Williams. At the end of the interview, Kuba asked whether any of his theories had been correct, and Cory answered.
The last question is like, have I got any theories right? You don't have to tell me which ones, but have I gotten any theories correct, you know? Do you even watch my videos? I'm about to cry now, but go ahead.
Cuba, we totally watch your videos, and I have to say, there's that one video with that one part in that one section that you totally nailed it, but you also had that one part that was immediately after that one part that in the midsection that you got right that was not right, and it sort of contradicted the part that you got right, so it felt like you were right and you were wrong at the same time, so you kind of have like a Schrodinger's cat theory going on there.
That's very specific, thank you. I'm gonna go look through all of them now.
Now Cory is basically a comedian at this point, so it's possible that he was just plainly joking. But what I think he was trying to say is that even if Kuba had predicted something correctly, Santa Monica Studios aren't just going to go ahead and change everything for the sake of subverting our expectations. And when it comes to subverting expectations and creating story twists just for the sake of it, I, just like MatPat, think of George R.R. Martin, the creator of A Song of Ice and Fire, aka Game of Thrones, who said it best.
You know, I have certain things that I'm laying clues for that there'll be revelations later on. Some people had put together those clues even as early as 1998 and are adding things together. I said, well, what do I do with that? What do I do with that? These people have guessed the secret that I'm going to reveal in book 6. People have already guessed that here, and book 2 is just out. You really have two choices there. You can ignore it and proceed with your plan, despite the fact that some people know where you're going. Or you can get all panicky and say, oh my God, they figured it out. I can't let that be. I'll have to change it. I'll have to go in a different direction. And I think some writers do that. And I think that's always a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, if you've planned your book that the butler did it, and then you read on the internet, someone has figured out that the butler did it, and you suddenly change in midstream and it was the chambermaid who did it, then you screw up the whole book because you get this foreshadowing early on, and you've got these little clues you planted, now they're dead ends, and you have to introduce other clues, and you're retconning, it's a mess. So,
are theory videos good or are they bad? Be it for gaming, movies, books, or any other kind of medium. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And don't forget to buy some official BioWare merch through the link below. Alright, have a great day guys. MrHulthen signing out.